Yes, no, what's happening, brother? You're good.
Hey, there he is. What's up, man?
I'm all good, mate. How's yourself?
Good, good.
Oh yeah, we sitting. Loving the apparel, mate. Good t-shirt, man.
Sorry, it's hard for me to tell
It's all right.
on my screen. What's good? That look good there?
Yeah, spot on, mate. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can see you. Your volume's a little low, though. I don't have earphones in.
2 seconds. See if I can turn it up. Settings. Audio mic. Is that a little bit louder?
Yeah, that's better. I can hear you from here now.
Great stuff, mate. I was wondering if we could start, mate, by telling us what happened after BKFC 23 leading up to BKFC 30. What was the journey in between then? What was happening?
Well, I got TKO'd at BKFC 23. Took the time off. Had a 3-month suspension. Took all that time off. Didn't spar. Did a little training. Began to get back into it. I started putting on weight to go up to 175.
Yeah.
And things were going good, was putting on weight, was getting bigger. And then I got sick, got real sick. First, I thought it might have been COVID, but they ended up diagnosing me with strep throat. And then what I had was a periodontular abscess. So an abscess behind my tonsil that pushes your tonsil out into your esophagus. And it made it to where I couldn't eat and I couldn't drink for about 5 days. And I lost all the weight that I put on. I dropped 20 pounds in like 5 days from not eating and not drinking, and was beginning to have kidney failure. Was about to have to go to the ER, and all this time when it was happening, I didn't know I didn't know what it was I had. I just thought I had a strep throat, which I'd went and seen the doctors for, and they gave me medicine for that I was taking. I took for 2 days and it didn't work. So I got some different medicine and I took that for 2 days and it didn't work because I didn't have strep throat. I had a periodontular abscess, which you can't take any penicillin or anything like that for it. Apparently, the only way to get rid of it is to pop it. And you either have to go to the emergency room and pop it, or what happened with me was I was laying in a bathtub soaking and it busted on its own. And I spit up a bunch of
hot water, and that gets the best. Someone's done it.
Yeah, it was a bunch of blood and mucus all just built up in that abscess. And yeah, it finally came out. And luckily it came out. I didn't have to go to the ER, threw up a bunch of blood, and then was able to start putting my weight back on. But so from the time that happened to the time I started training for this fight was only 8 weeks. So we only trained for 8 weeks for this fight, coming back from like 165 pounds, going back up to fight at 175.
Yeah, Jesus. And obviously, but you lost 20 pounds as well, didn't you, being bad?
Yeah. I had good weight on. I was almost 190, about 185. And then I just couldn't eat, couldn't hardly drink water. And then the last couple of days was so bad I couldn't eat. I had to take a chicken noodle soup, put it in a blender, liquefy it, heat it up, pour a shitload of salt on it, and then I'd just sit there and drink the cup of chicken noodle soup over like 30 or 40 minutes until I finally got it all down. And that was like my one meal a day. And yeah, I couldn't get enough water. So my kidneys began to fail the last day. both of my kidneys were hurting like really bad. And yeah, it was just a nightmare, man. So in between that one and this fight, a lot happened. And I'm just glad we were able to get it done with 8 weeks notice.
Yeah, so when did you fight? The beginning of your camp, the 8 weeks that you were training, did you feel 100% at the beginning of the camp?
No, when I started training back after the 8 weeks, the first few were just trying, like, rehabilitational training weeks. You know, the personal training courses that I was doing was just like, it was something you would do with like a senior citizen or someone who's not in shape or something like that. It was pretty much just trying to get back. I looked terrible, you know, I felt terrible. So almost the whole first half of that, the first 4 weeks of that was just rehabilitational training, trying to get my weight back up, trying to get my strength back, and then trying to fall back into the boxing training and get my rhythm back as well. Because, yeah, you know, I'm not a very big person, but I don't ever normally weigh. You know, I did my fights at 165. Now I'm at 175, but I don't ever walk around at 165. And that last day I woke up at 164, I think 163 pounds. And it was terrible, man. Worst thing I ever went through. And yeah, I hope I never have another one again.
Yeah, so I bet you didn't even feel 100% at the fight, did you? Because you've been that bad, really, and 8 weeks isn't a long time to get like fully recovered, is it really?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely didn't feel. I felt at 100% as good as I could. You know what I mean? I definitely wish. I mean, 2 months before, or at least 1 month before I got sick, I lost like that whole month. But a month before that, I was already up in weight. I already had all my strength training done. So I was ready to begin like the second phase of leaning down and focusing on my boxing training more and doing like more conditioning, like speed, agility, and quickness and stuff like that. And then that all got thrown out the window when that happened. Lost a month. And then just 8 weeks of trying to recover. So I felt 100% as good as I could. You know, I don't feel any stuff lingering from that still, but I know like I'm in pretty good shape, but I could have been in better shape. I could have been bigger. I wasn't only 5 pounds over my weigh-in weight, and I could have been 10 to 15 pounds over my weigh-in weight if I hadn't lost all that time. So I'm definitely not at 100%. I'm as good as I could be, but the next one will be even better because I'll have all that time to have trained to get my strength conditioning done and walk around at a healthier 175 instead of barely just making it like I did this time. And I could have easily have just changed my mind and told Nate to make it a 165-pound fight because that would have been closer to where I was actually at. But I already had it in my mind set that I wanted to move up to 175. So I just basically made it a goal to 8 weeks. I'm going to go from weighing like 165, 170 pounds to weighing what I need to weigh in for a 175-pound fight.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier.
But yeah,
go on, mate.
Sorry, I said it was rough. Luke, can you turn your mic up a little bit more if you can? Sorry,
yeah,
I'm having to lean in to hear you. Mine's very low for some reason.
That's the loudest I can get it, I think, mate. I'll just have to talk a little bit closer.
That's fine. I can lean in to hear you too, and then I'll answer.
Yeah, sorry about that. But BKFC 30, the last time you were out against Anthony Blake, how did you feel in the fight? Because it was an amazing comeback, a great fight. How did you actually feel in the fight?
Yeah, I felt good. Like I said, I would have liked more time to train, but I felt the things that I was hoping to see and feel at 175, which is that it's a little bit slower. You know, everything happens a little bit slower. I can see things a little bit better, even after taking the damage. The only thing I was worried about was obviously taking the power from somebody 10 pounds heavier. You know, these guys are going to have more power. Yeah. I didn't want to take too much power in the shots to get to where I couldn't use that speed to my advantage and get things to slow down to where I start seeing them kind of like a sparring match. You know what I mean? The first round, everything is kind of happening real fast. You don't have a beat on your opponent. But then come the second, third round, things start to slow down. You can see things a little bit better. That's exactly how I felt. I felt quick. I felt fast. I felt like I could see everything. And I still felt obviously just as much, if not more power at 175 on my side with my punches. And yeah, it was a bit of a comeback. I got cut up and I got knocked out in the first round, but you know, the way in my mind, I wasn't even thinking that it was a comeback, because after the first round, I felt good. I felt fresh. I wasn't tired at all. I saw everything. I was putting together a strategy in my mind against my opponent. And yeah, everything was good, man. He was tall. Obviously, it was real hard to get in his range and figure it out. But once I did, you know, I did exactly what I was going to do, which is what I said on the walkout that Sean was saying. My game plan was at the fighter meeting, which was back him straight up against those ropes. And then when he hits those hard ropes, you know, he's a boxer, so he's not going to be used to the solid wire ropes with no elasticity to them. So get him against those ropes with straight punches, wade in, switch stances, throw straight punches. And then when you get him against the rope, hook to the head and put him down. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it was class, mate. So would you say that was one of your best performances in the BKFC?
Sure, it was up there. I'm happy. I'm pretty happy with the performance. I did what I expected to do against the guy that was a boxer making his debut. I wish I would have done it with taking a little less damage. I didn't want to get hit at all, but you know, the man was so tall that it was almost impossible to not take some shots to, you know, get in on the shore to get into that body and that head, because, you know, I think he had like an 8-inch reach advantage over me or something, like 8 inches on reach and 6 or 7 inches on height. So he was definitely hard. You know, it was almost impossible to get close to him without getting hit. But I'm happy with my performance. I'm real happy. I think my 5-round fight of the night in Tampa against Jordan was probably my best performance, but I took a lot of damage in that fight too. So I'm pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, well, it's back to winning ways, mate, and that's all good. Have you got anything lined up for the future? Do you know any names or anywhere where you're going to be fighting? I know it's still a bit fresh from your last fight, but is there anything in the pipeline?
Nothing yet. I haven't talked with anyone yet. I figure I got 3 to 4 months. I was hoping to do a quicker turnaround in maybe 2 months, but we got 3 cuts to deal with, and my hands are pretty sore. Besides that, I'm pretty good. I'm good to go. And as far as an opponent, I don't have anybody in mind. I just wanted to get back into the division, get a win. 2-1 at 175 pounds now, 3-4 overall, but I'm 2-1 at 175 in bare knuckle, and my only loss is against Francisco Ricci, the interim middleweight champion at that weight. So I would love to do. Honestly, I could go either way. I could just fight another guy making his debut on the undercard and just roll on like that, take another paycheck, and keep on working my way back into the division. Or I would be completely happy to take a featured fight, maybe third from the top of the card, and fight a 175-pound contender, maybe somebody with a little bit more of a name, or a local guy, a local ticket seller somewhere that I could go over there and fight him. Or I would love to fight in Florida again. You know, I'd love to go over to Tampa and fight in Tampa again, where I got that first fight of the night. It's 4 hours away. I can get a lot of people over there and sell tickets. And yeah, I'd love to fight in Florida again, or I'll go to somebody else's hometown again and go burn their hometown down, you know.
Yeah, well, you know now, mate. The BKFC is now in the UK. Would you ever think of coming over here?
Yeah. So we talked about that the first time I did an interview with you before they did the. I think that was before the first London card.
Yeah, the first time we had an interview, it hadn't happened. It was like in the pipeline, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was working its way up. So congratulations to all the London fighters. That pretty much went about as I expected it to. I figured Connor Tierney was going to win his fight. I figured Mick Terrell.
Mick Terrell, yeah.
I figured he was going to win, and then I figured Paige Van Zant wasn't going to show up, so it all worked out about like I expected. But yeah, man, I would love to go over there. You know, that's kind of how I've made a living in BKFC, is going to other people's towns, and it's kind of nice when you do that because you don't have to worry about selling tickets. You don't have to worry about people getting out there to see you. All you do is just show up, let your opponent handle the ticket sales and the crowd and the audience and the fans and all that kind of stuff, and just worry about fighting. So if BKFC, same thing, man. If they'd like to shoot me over to London to do what it is that I do here in the States and go fight a local guy and maybe make it a featured fight or something like that against a British 175-pound guy, I would definitely be happy to do that. I love to travel, and going out of the States would be the next biggest thing that I could do. So I would absolutely be down for that.
Yeah, is there any British fighters that you've ever had your eye on fighting?
So not in particular. And because of the change in weight class, I guess I've kind of been normally paying more attention to 165 than 175. Obviously Connor Tierney at 65, he's the top dog over there at that weight class. I don't see a fight with me and him, but I'm not sure as far as 175-pound guy. And the only guys I know of would be like MVP from the last fight. But yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure of any 175-pound British guys I particularly can think of. I can't even think of any American guys right now off the top of my head that I'd like to fight. But yeah, so if if you think of a good matchup for me at 175 pounds over there, let me know, and put in a word with the boss, and let's make it happen.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And before we wrap it up, Noah, is there any big ups or shout out sponsors you want to give out to the channel?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you very much. Got all my same sponsors that have been with me for a long time, and a couple new ones. First, I'd just like to say thanks to my gyms, Main Street Fitness company, where I do all my weight training and strength training and things like that. Thank you to my gym, Walker's Boxing Academy, where I do all my boxing training at Fort Walton Beach. Big thanks to Mary Jane's House of Glass, my 420 sponsor. They've been with me since my first BKFC fight. Thanks to Kiss My Fists, Edibles, man, obviously that's been helping me a lot since the fight. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram at Noah S. Cutter on IG. I'm doing a hot sauce giveaway here soon for them. I'm going to give away a few free bottles of hot sauce for Kiss My Fist. Who else we got? I want to say big thanks to Boxer Point. They're one of my newest sponsors that just come on. They make all kinds of good bags, speed bags, double end bags. They started with the reflex balls on the string. They just made these nice hand wraps. They're about to make a pair of gloves that I'm going to be testing out here soon. So be sure to check out Boxer Point. And Fusion CBD, they're my CBD product that's been rocking with me for a long time. Things have gotten kind of weird with the BKFC sponsorships. They don't let me endorse Fusion CBD. They don't let me put their logos on my stuff anymore. So if you don't see Fusion on my stuff at my fights, it's not because we're not rocking with each other anymore. It's because of the BKFC policy that doesn't allow it. But Fusion CBD. I use all their products, man. This is their 2,000 milligram cream, which has been great for me. Again, being sore, I just rub that shit all over my sore muscles, eat some gummies, and you're right as rain. And I want to say thanks to Always Moving Forward, man. Colby Bridges, he goes to my gym as well. He made these walkout shirts for me. These are like some of the this is the nicest walkout shirt I've ever had. We worked on it for a long time. We worked real hard on it. It's available on his website. You can get them. All this information's on my Instagram, but you can buy these AMF shirts on the website. And a little bit of that money goes towards me, help me train. And let's see. Thanks to Dorian, man, the D26, he makes all my graphics and helped me design this shirt, helped me design my posters, and you know, he always helps out a lot. So big thanks to him. Thanks to the BKFC. Thanks to you, Lou, for having me back on again, man, over there. I appreciate the UK audience. And yeah, man, let me know. I'd love to come over there and do a fight sometime. So I'm gonna just keep on working, and maybe if not the next one, maybe down the road, I'll get myself into a position where we can come over there, across the pond. That'd be great.
Yeah, it would, mate. It'd be great to see you fighting over here as well, Noah, with the English lads.
Yeah, I would love to.
Well, definitely. We'll stay in touch, mate. And if you have any more news on fights coming up, we'll definitely catch up again.
Yeah, absolutely, man. As soon as I get something in the pipeline, like I said, I'm pretty good. It was 6 months in between these last two. I'm healthy. I mean, I'm not healthy, but I'm not too bad sore. I'm not too bad banged up, and I don't have any medical suspension. So let's get back in there in 3 or 4 months, and hopefully we'll be doing another one soon, and I'll be announcing an opponent.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Really appreciate you coming on, Noah.
All right. Thank you, Lou. We'll see you next time, bro.
Yeah, take care, mate, and have a good day, yeah?
Yep, you too, bro. Thank you.
Ta-ra, mate. Bye-bye. Yes, people. Sorry, my signal was going there. Kept cutting out, but really appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm going to put Noah's social media, his Instagram and that in the description. So make sure you go over there and give him a follow and follow his journey in the BKFC, people. Much appreciated. Shout on your mean in the comments. I can see you there with the free flames emojis. Big up! Respect the 5 people as well watching now. Good night, God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.